I'm watching Stranger Things until season 5 comes out and have no one to talk to about it. Except from all you lovely folks, so let's jump straight into it. 10 talking points of season 2, episode 6, scratch that. 11 talking point, let's jump into it. Talking point number 1, the rushing Will to hospital, he feels like he's burning. Dustin and Steve are still driving to try and kill this alien. Going in the basement of the bunker to try and find it. Dustin sends in Steve first, starts escaped for a tunnel somehow. Talking point number 2, we're back at the buyer's house and people are taking pictures of all the vines and stuff that Will's drawn. Doctors still don't know what's actually wrong with Will, and Joyce is asking serious questions to see if they can actually answer what is going on with her son. Nancy, Murray and Jonathan get to work on those tapes, which leads me on to talking point number 3, taking down the man. But just remember now, Nancy and Jonathan are just friends, even though Murray kind of analyzes what they really are and what they've got going on inside them. But maybe they've been drinking a little bit too much because they got to meet each other, then go back to the rooms, and then go back to meet each other and they hook up. Talking point number 4, Lucas gets his toy back from Erica, but he's completely forgot about Dustin until Erica actually reminds him that he was on the walkie. Holy holes, that is a massive crater. Talking point number 5, Will is awake, but he does not remember Bob. Back at Murray's though, he asked Jonathan how the pullout was, and I feel that joke would have been missed by a few, I'll tell you that. Murray's actually been really great if you think about it as a character, and if you ever need him, don't. Lucas is now at Max's house. Which leads me on to talking about number 6. Billy's going to answer the door. Lucas, you're going to get yourself killed here if you don't step away from that door. Back at the lab, Will recognizes Mike, but he doesn't recognize Hopper, and he's getting checked out. He remembers a pain and it upset him. Will is connected to these vines somehow, as we're pretty apparent to see. Then we see Dustin and Steve on the tracks. Which leads me on to talking about number 7. Steve is giving Dustin some love advice, telling him to be nonchalant when it comes to women and act like you don't care about them. And he's giving him some hair tips, which I actually love. Steve's character arc here has been brilliant. Pop's also trying to get in touch with Elle over the walkie-talkie, and he's sorry, he's not mad, and I really wish she heard that, but she's not picking up. Talking point number 8, they're looking at Will's brain, and his spread has been crazy. They have to start the burn either way, even if this will kill Will. All the doctors in the room agree, except for Dr. Owens. There's a discussion between Will and Mike of how they can actually stop the shadow monster. Before we even get to that, it's junkyard time. Time for Dustin and Steve to catch Dart. Talking point number 9, Lucas and Max also roll up at the junkyard. As Dustin and Lucas are chatting this out, Steve's like, this random girl's the only one that's helping. Nancy and Jonathan are back at the buyer's house and no one's home, but they find a Polaroid camera. Jonathan doesn't shoot Polaroids. All the Polaroids that Jonathan was talking about are now scattered across the table in the Hawkins lab. Will is looking for something, he then points to something. Point number 10, is this kid a psycho or a wizard? At the junkyard, they prepared the battle bus, ready for action. So dark in there right now. Max goes up on the roof with Lucas to scout out some more in the field. We get more insight into why Max is actually in Hawkins. Billy is actually Max's stepbrother and takes it out on Max. Dart rolls up, but they're not actually properly taking the bait. Steve goes out as bait himself, only to realize that he's actually surrounded and there's more than just one of these creatures. Steve manages to make it back into the bus before he's actually damaged, but then there's a big hole in the top of the roof of the bus, so they just come in that way. Talking point number 11 is they're heading back into the tunnel because the scientific men are in the tunnels. They're at the same part where Hop was. Will says he's sorry. Will set them up as a trap this whole time. He's been spying back. That was a thing we were meant to stop. Are you absolutely kidding me? That episode was fantastic. 9 out of 10. On to the next one.